What's good, y'all? I'm your host, Adam, and this is the Tier List, a video game podcast. By the way, everyone always makes a face whenever I start because I just go into it, and everyone's like, oh my God, what's going on? So you're not the first. I just think it's funny.
Okay, I knew what was going on. I was actually being judgy about your spelling of the word y'all. So
that's the correct way to spell it.
Y-A-L.
That's abomination.
That is not the correct
I'm
way
not
to
doing
spell
the two L's and the apostrophe. I'm not doing it.
Why would you not?
I refuse.
It's so yow.
Okay, look. Here's what we're doing.
What's good,
We're doing it
yow?
live. There we go.
Okay.
Is that wait?
No,
was that where it
that's
goes? It goes
still
here.
wrong.
There we
There
go.
you go.
Thank you.
All right, starting again.
Sorry, I'm like
Filter's not your costume. That was crazy.
What's good, you all? I'm your host, Adam, and this is the
Alright.
Tier List, a video game podcast. It's a seasonal video game podcast where a guest brings a game for the titular tier list, talk about it, rank it, but you, the audience, get a say in where it's placed by the end of the season. Season 2, Episode 4 is what's going on today. And today I have on two people who like to make fun of me, apparently, very at the top of the podcast. I have Claire and Kanisha from, well, I need y'all to give me your plugs, and then tell me the game you decided to bring today.
Okay. I'm Claire, and this is Kanisha, and we remembered I was on video and got stressed. We do a show called Date With Us, which is a dating sim podcast where we, oh God, what is it? Date, mate, and rate pixelated
Cyber
paramours.
sweeties?
Cyber sweeties, whomsoever we choose, but our format is every other week or so we talk about a dating sim together. We often bring a guest, thus date with us, but either way, dear listeners, are along for the ride.
Yay.
I also stream on Twitch as Claire After All.
And the game.
That's who we are. And the game. Okay, this is actually way more important. Disregard everything I've said previously. We are here today to talk about a game that I honestly was a little sad wasn't a dating sim, so I'm thrilled that we get to talk about it here because the tagline is like hang out, rock out, make out or something like that. And they had make out in it and I was like, wow, so excited. This is going to be a romance game. Played it, loved it, cried. We've brought Mixtape.
Mixtape, awesome. Really quick, before we get into Mixtape, go to patreon.com/the tier list. You can go there for free and vote where you think this game deserves to be on the tier list. Support if you'd like. Shout out to our Patreon producer, Manly Brian, for supporting over there. Sub and review of podcast services. Go to YouTube, socials, Adam Gumby, to watch the show. Do all that good stuff, call to action nonsense. All these links, as well as the guest info, are in the description of the podcast, as well as a link to a straw poll, another free place to vote. All right, so you two, I'm gonna let you all tell me why.
You can say y'all, you just can't.
I
spell
can't
it
anymore.
that way.
Now I'm too self-conscious.
Never write it again. But you can say it.
That's literally, my phone will autocorrect to YAL. Anyways,
What?
I need you to tell me why y'all picked this.
We need a separate episode just to talk about that. I'm actually so concerned. But anyway,
The tier list groups of people names.
go on.
Those
These guys'
Yalmst. Tell me why you guys decided to pick this game, history with it, whatever other information, just a short opening statement, and where you think you're going to place it on the tier list. We don't have to put it on concrete yet, but just the idea.
I found out about this game because Claire messaged me and said, you should play this game. And then this opportunity came. And I was like, well, I'll play it. But seriously, Matt, aka Stormageddon, I read their review and it was really moving. And I know that they have like a background in like radio and DJing and stuff too. So to like get their perspective made me like really excited to try it out. So I had two wonderful people in the podcast sphere give great reviews about it.
Yeah, so I picked the game really, and I was like, Kanisha,
Okay.
can we please play? Can we please? Well, like you said
Have
you just said
agency.
that. You just said you have agency in that we collaborated about what game to bring to this show. But you did let me bring this one, even though you hadn't played it yet. Because you're
Continue.
generous and kind. Is that fair? Is that a fair assessment?
Close enough.
I'm
Close
sorry.
enough.
I'm sorry. There's two sides to every story. Anyway, I really waited for this game. I was really excited about this game. This is like a coming of age story, and it's about a group of teens. And I started my, like, I've always been drawn to coming of age stories. My favorite book was The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and this game feels like that book felt at that time. And like there's this feeling of the surrealism in the game mirroring that like larger than life feeling of being a teenager. And like I just always have been drawn to those stories. And so I was really nervous about Mixtape because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about the game. And like there are ups and downs certainly, but it feels like you're a teenager on your last night in your shitty hometown. And like and I want more people to like know about this game, even though I know it's like getting a lot of coverage, but I also want people to know about it from the perspective of just like a really earnest experience of it. I feel like the discourse around this game got really heady really quickly. And I'm like, but what if we just felt Mixtape for a little while? And yeah, so I thought, what if the three of us felt Mixtape for a little while?
I like it. Going off of, again, we don't have to put it, write it down on a slab of paper yet. But if you're looking at my patented tiers here, what are y'all thinking about putting it? Again, we can go up or down. It doesn't have to be, but if you're just at a glance, first thoughts before we talk, where do y'all think it's going to go? Kanisha.
Okay. When we were chatting, I was drawn to A. I felt that a strong argument could be made because I do think this game breaks the B container of best for people who are fans of this genre, because it's kind of nebulous. Like, I wouldn't sit it like squarely in a genre, but I also think there's so many different kinds of people and types of gamers could take a lot from the experience of playing Mixtape, even if it's not their typical experience or the typical type of story that they like to move through. So I feel like it's in A territory for me for that reason. And I'm curious too, because I'm wondering if Claire, like, does that resonate for you? Because I feel like I didn't know.
Yeah, I needed you to empower me in believing in my own A rating, I think. Because when we were initially like talking about bringing this and stuff, I almost pitched like C or D because I was like, I don't know, like some people get really pissed that this isn't like a, I don't know, like a platformer or like it's got a lot of different, so the structure of the game is 30 different chapters and a lot of them have different types of mini games, for lack of a better word. And so it's kind of spanning the genres. And so I feared that would make it a sicko game because it's like, oh, it's kind of weird structurally. But then I just reread A while we were talking about this, and the idea that like it represents personal favorites, games that stand out among the best in that genre, or game of the year material. I do think I feel like Mixtape for me, especially because of how resonant this type of story is for me, and I love them. I think it might be an A.
All right, very interesting. I'm not going to give my exact rating yet because I'm still thinking about it. But I was very.
We gotta sell him. That means
no,
he was way
that's
lower.
what that meant.
No, that's what that means.
I literally never do. Here's the funny thing: on the last episode, I gave out my first D. Is this going to be the second? Oh, we'll see. That's a teaser. Not really.
Wow.
Not really. But I played Beethoven and Dinosaur's first game, which was The Artful Escape, which is also a like artistic sort of out there kind of a concept. And I didn't really like it that much, to be honest with you. I love the voice acting. I like the art and everything, but playing that game didn't really interest me. But getting to Mixtape, again, seeing it show up at all the showcases and stuff and seeing like, okay, I know this team. I know what kind of vibe they're going to bring because I played the first game. But then getting into this, the whole last day of school, the framing it around, like, here's a bunch of songs that, I like that gimmick because, I like James Gunn as a director, and he's just like, here's a bunch of rock from the 70s and 80s that me as an old white man likes. I'm like, James Gunn, I like your old white man music. So I like the idea of framing a game around that. and I definitely enjoyed the actual gameplay of this more than I did the Artful Escape. Like, to me, when you think about like genre, it's like this is the same genre as like It Takes Two, or it's like
Yes.
we're gonna just do a
Yeah.
bunch of different weird stuff all the time and tell you a story through that, which people love that game. So it's shocked that there was any discourse about the gameplay, because those same people complaining
Also
also
feels
liked It Takes Two. So that's strange.
Very theater to me. Like, it feels very like this is especially the length, like, because it is 3 hours, maybe 4 tops if you're really taking your time. Like, it experiencing this game feels like you are experiencing like a myriad of specialized design elements coming together to make something that feels bigger than just the thing you're watching on the screen. Because, like, obviously music supervision, the sound, the soundtrack is huge. Getting that licensed music is huge, but like the art style contributing to this, like, sort of dreamy vibe. They're like limited color palette, which, like, I love the colors in this game. And like, you can just really tell that a bunch of different people came together who are really good at thinking about their things. And like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
so
even
then,
like the
oh no, go ahead.
oh,
No, no,
sorry,
you're
I was gonna say even the story structure. I like that you say that, because like if you think about the script, like the words on the page, like this is a very classic theater setup. You have a ticking clock, one day, a very fixed timeline, and people are getting from they have a very, very clear goal that they're trying to meet, and then they get to it. And I think too, so many things, like when we were talking about this game, really stand out to me, down to like the fundamental elements that put the player in a position where it's like, this is a game that is about the story, and everything's going to be in service of the story that you're about to experience. This is not a game about like the mechanics and what it feels to go through these mechanics. It's about what it feels to go through this story or to be this character, which I feel like is a distinct distinct goal that, for people who play games that we, like Claire and I, like to cover on our show, or whose diet consists of games that are more like visual novels and things like that. That is a familiar concept, and it feels amazing when it's taken to an extreme like this. But for people whose diet consists of a lot of different other types of games, it can be a little jarring or a little different. So I think that's something that like came up when we were talking too, that I just found really riveting. Claire and I are both like story people, writers at heart. And so, yeah.
British sometimes too.
In British sometimes.
At heart.
Yeah, so that's true, but then the only negative, I don't know if it's a negative, this is why we're going to talk about it, I haven't put a number or a letter on it yet, is like, does the story work for me? Because you have to think about it. What they're going for is a very specific thing, and that's fine. You don't have to be like an A+ platformer. You can do a weird thing telling a very specific story. But does white 90s nostalgia work on me? That's the question there. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll get into it, but like, there's one song I really, really, really liked on this soundtrack, and the rest of them, I don't know. Maybe I never heard of 90% of the songs on this thing. So does it still work for me? We'll figure it out as we talk. Some short information on the game, just basically stuff pulled from Wikipedia. Mixtape is a narrative adventure game developed by Beethoven and Dinosaur and published by Annapurna Interactive, released May 7th, 2026. Deleting that right there. Following the character of teenager Stacy Rockford and her friends Van Slater and Cassandra Moreno. See, I'm so afraid to say anything because y'all make fun of me already for grammar stuff, so I'm terrified to say anything.
Well, it was colloquial grammar. You're okay.
Okay, that's
right.
fine.
I don't care about normal grammar.
I love that. Besides cutscene, the player follows events as well as learns the backstories of these characters through playable vignettes. So now we can get into all of it. Here's the thing. The game is a relatively quick experience, and it is mostly inexperience. So I guess we'll say right now, full spoilers. I'm not going to try to go out of my way to spoil stuff, but it's, be aware that we're going to talk about things in a game that's pretty short. So it could be a spoiler if you think so. But where do y'all want to start talking about it? Anybody?
This is so hard because I really want to hear both of your perspectives, because the white 90s thing, like, absolutely it was something that was on my mind. Like, playing this game, I was like, this is a game made for my, like, this is a Claire game. Claire was burning CDs. Claire was trying to be Stacey Rockford. Like, Claire, yeah, goody two shoes version of that. But like, yeah, I feel very strongly that I want to start hearing what resonated for you guys, if things resonated, and like what was annoying as fuck.
Yeah, I wanted to respond to what Adam said, because I was like, true, I did open the game and immediately I was like, why am I white? And I can't change it. No shade to, my comrades, but like, I was like, what? And I was like, where are the black people? What's going on? But I don't know. I feel like, and this is kind of sad, but I feel like as, again, a person who's a fan of stories and all sorts of different mediums, and as a person of color, you develop a way to be like, okay, yes, this is what the story is going. It called upon understanding that I had to build through a lifetime of experience of not being included. And I feel like we touched on this a little bit when you and I were talking, Claire, but I think there is an element of, not to excuse it, but I think there is an element of, the fact that the experience that is captured in this game of being like a certain type of young teen is so well documented in media and so familiar that it makes what the mechanics and how they are trying to convey and uplift this story all the more like compelling and engaged. Like, it would be more difficult if it were a story that was unfamiliar, because you have an unfamiliar world and then these surrealist storytelling elements. It would just be a little bit disorienting or confusing. And so on the one hand, while I didn't feel a direct like one-to-one like I am in this game, or I deeply relate to a lot of things that are being brought up in this game, I did feel like some recognition. And it honestly was like an interesting seat to be in, where there were like some things I could resonate and some things I couldn't. Not an unfamiliar one, but more just like, this is a fun place to be as a player, and I'm like being rewarded for thinking that way, thinking about my own positionality that way as a player.
Yeah, it's not that the experience doesn't mean anything to me, because there are parts that you see, like being a teenage, especially the way that that Stacey acts, where she's like, I'm the smartest person, I know absolutely everything. It's like, oh, this is annoying as hell, but this is also how teenagers legitimately think. So I was like, oh yeah, I remember being in high school and being a fucking awful because I thought I knew everything. So like, the cast is charming to me. Like, I really do like these, especially I think Cassandra's probably my favorite, just because she's like, I'm telling you that I'm going to rebel.
I've decided to disappoint my parents.
I'm going to be this kid.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
that was a good impression, Claire.
So, I've played this game 3 times. Well, I've played this game 1 time, but then I watched somebody play it, and then I was doing some achievement hunting. So
very good. So yeah, I like the kids. I like the story is familiar. I wasn't going in the woods and drinking this much beer at this age. Was not a thing that I did anymore. But I like this. The story and everything is cool, and I like that. It's not even an issue. My thing with it being so centered on the music, and I'm just like, most of the music didn't do anything for me. I loved the Stan Bush, the Power baseball scene, because I love Stan Bush, the Power, and I like baseball. And again, that was also a Cassandra scene. I was like, okay, this is great. But outside of that, like, I don't really know or remember any of those other songs. It's not a deal breaker. It doesn't make the game bad, but there are a lot of people who are going to connect, or like, oh, my nostalgia has been tickled so well. And it's just like, this doesn't, as far as nostalgia goes, nothing for me here. The other stuff, it stands, I think it does good enough. So like, that's not a problem. But there are people who are going to be like, oh my God, this is my exact experience. And I'm just like, we did not listen to the same music. So that part of the game does not matter. But again, I like these goofy ass kids. So that's that wasn't a huge problem.
Yeah. Oh, Claire, you go first. Wait, I'm gonna go first. I
Oh,
have a
go.
thought.
Go.
Sorry. I feel like I relate to that a lot because even if this like the music had been enculturated for me, I'm too young to like really have been like, oh, this is nostalgic for me. However, I did recognize some of the songs. So I recognize some of the songs for more like an academic pursuit of like, I love shoegaze. And so, I see Lush is here. And like Joy Division is here. And like it was more of like a, yes, I know that these things make sense this way. And I will say there were like a couple of like funk or post-funk tracks. They had the Alice Coltrane mentioned too. But something, when we're talking about music, something that was so interesting to me was like, it was a very like cinematic and honestly a very white take on what legitimate Black music from the era music that, and not Black music, but music that Black people would have been making or enjoying from that time. It was a very limited take of like what could be legitimate, what does score a movie, that was again like bringing up, or at least in my opinion, and that again brought, kind of underscores your point that you made at the beginning, Adam, where it's like it's a very generalized story with very generalized elements about very specific characters, and that works and it doesn't in some elements. And again, it's really, I think this is like part of the genre. It's really hard for I'm going to use the annoying German word, like a Bildungsroman, like a coming of age story, is because especially as we're socialized to consume them here, I feel like there's an element of you have to be able to fit yourself into that lead, or it's like a very jarring disconnect. And it was really interesting to tackle that. And again, in a game where you're the player, you are controlling Stacey and Cassandra and Slater at different points, and so you're literally putting yourself into your shoes. Whereas with like movies and books and stuff like that, other formats, there is a bit more of an observer stance you as the consumer take too. So it just becomes like more apparent, when that gap is there between player and character.
Yeah, because I think like even as someone who's pretty much demographically just 10 years behind Stacy, and that's like a pretty accurate representation. Um, a lot of the music was, maybe like half the music was things that I had been vaguely familiar with, whether that was like artist name or having heard the song. But a lot of them were unknown or were like very distant reminders of things. And then ones that I did know were like from my, my very scholarly pursuits as well of classic teen movies.
Oh yeah, shout out to
So-
the John Hughes of it all, because I do like Stacy
Yeah.
talking to us the entire time. That's fun.
It's so like it's absolutely, it feels like a 100% accurate representation of what this white 17-year-old girl decided to put on her mix for her last day in the Big Suck. But like, it's not lost on me that like that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good soundtrack of everyone's teen experience.
Yeah. I don't think it's making the argument that it is either. It does feel
No.
like very Stacey specific. And especially like, again, it justifies itself by saying Stacey wants to be a music supervisor. This is a very cinematic take on like what this experience will be and why the music is being highlighted in this way. And like it primes you to expect it. But yeah, it's not there. It's hard. It's difficult.
Did you feel like with whether it was like less knowledge of the music previously or being more like, I don't know, of it being what it is, do you feel like it connected with the activities that were happening on screen? Like I felt very moved by a lot of the like sensations in the music. Like I'm thinking about like the fields, like flying through the fields or like bouncing off of things or like exploding stuff. Like I felt like the music supervision was really good in that way. And I'm curious if you guys felt those connections or if it was like the nostalgia thing didn't happen and so it just sort of felt like it was just there.
There's a couple for me. I think it's not 100% hit rate, but it is.
Yeah.
When you're going through the dinosaur park, which shout out to an old rundown dinosaur park because that's just
Oh my God.
a crazy thing. When you're doing the kaiju like stomping around, that's like, okay, that works for me.
Yes.
That feels like a Godzilla movie where they wore rubber suits stomping around or whatever. Again, I love the touch baseball moment just because it's a good song. And then when they're going through the surrealist moment where they're going through the town getting chased by cops in a shopping cart because Cassandra's drunk. I don't remember the song, but it did fit very, very well. And I do love how the newscaster is like, oh, we only see this like 6 times a year or whatever ridiculous thing. So it's like that. Those 3 stick out in my mind. So some of them I think work very well. Some of them, like, I don't remember. Maybe that's because of other things that I, intake into my body, but I do not remember all of that stuff. So
I feel like those moments were really, really. I agree. Those moments stuck out to me a lot. I also really loved the second time after Cassandra and Stacy fight, and then just Slater and Stacy are on their skateboards, like going back to their hideout. I forgot exactly which song. I want to say, is it the Smashing Pumpkins song? There is like a really angry Smashing Pumpkins song, and when they're going through exploding like the cars and stuff like that, I really love that placement. And then right after when they get to the hideout, there's a really sad song while you're like going through all the memories and like looking for the alcohol that Stacy's sister hid. Jenny? I forgot her name.
Debbie.
Okay.
Debbie and Stacy.
Wait, it's Jenny fucking Goodman. That's
Jenny fucking Goodman.
We hate
her.
Speed.
Jenny fucking Goodspeed.
Good speed. Thank you. But that Debbie hid.
That was very relatable to me.
Yeah, because I wanted to shit on that a little bit when we came in because I was like, I wish there was like a story, but it's almost good that there isn't because you do always just. I feel like that is one of the most universal things. Like there's just always one bitch that you just can't stand and you cannot. Sorry, I'm liberated. No, sorry to use a gender term, but I feel like it's universal. There's just always one person like you can't stand, and there's no explanation for it. It's just
she's done nothing wrong. She's just a nice lady. She's a teenager, but she's like,
okay.
I fucking
she knows
hate
what
her
she
so
did.
Much. Yeah,
she
not like a certain kind of music. That's
she's
all she
right.
did.
She hung out with my friend while she lied to me.
True.
I have one last thing.
Like they maybe have a vibe. Unclear.
Yeah, there's a lot of vibes in this. I have one more.
So many vibes. Wait, we didn't talk about it. Wait, can we spend a second on the vibes?
Go for it. Yeah.
All our friends in love with us.
Okay. Also, though, like the moment when you're doing the slushies and you like finish your slushy mixes, which I also need to hear everybody's slushy thoughts. But you do all your slushy mixes, and then like when you're doing it, Slater's like, "Are we too hard on Cassandra?" And like they have this little conversation, and it's just like so pure. And then afterwards, they're like standing, and he's like got his arm around her, and they're like very like. Having a little moment, and Jenny fucking Goodspeed shows up, and Slater jumps so far, and I was like, that is it right there. Jenny fucking Goodspeed, like
she just ruins everything. Dinkelberg
with all of my friends, all my cute friends who I have cute vibes with.
That's funny. Yeah, it's also part of being a teenager, right? Because I forget who says it. I guess her sister leaves in a note, or maybe something else. Someone's like, "Leave nothing unsaid." I was like, "Is someone gonna confess?" And they never get to it, which is, I guess that doesn't always happen anyways. But
must have been left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah,
like you can't have make out in the title and only have that kiss mini game,
which is the worst thing of all time. I never want to see that again.
Oh my god, I was so
it was too
jarred.
visceral.
I was like, what if I hate this game? What if this game ends up being bad? And then by the end, I'm like crying. But like, yeah. Oh my god.
I was spoiled for it, but I love like gross out stuff like that. I'm glad that it wasn't like a recurring thing. Like just one quick gross out moment that was very funny to me, and I was like, okay.
And
had it been
with Slater's mustache too,
yes, which was hilarious. It's like when SpongeBob does those cutscenes.
Oh, where they get real close. It's real nasty. Yeah.
Oh
So,
right, Claire did not watch SpongeBob, did not enjoy it. Very serious child, Squidward coded.
that's funny. Did you play clarinet by any chance, Claire?
No, I played upright bass
Oh.
and piano and the baritone briefly.
Honestly, the clarinet of the lower horns.
Yeah, basically I played the clarinet, but not that.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so the one thing that I have that's another quote unquote issue, not an issue, just a funny thing that I pointed out, right? The whole thing is that they're trying to get alcohol to go to this last party or whatever, and then the coolest girl in the world is throwing the party. It is weird to me. Maybe this is a small town thing. They're like, my sister and her friends are like, I think they're 3 or 4 years older than them, right? If I don't know about y'all. The minute I left high school, I never wanted to hang out with high schoolers ever again. And the fact that these 21, 22-year-olds are like, let's hang out with these high schoolers at this abandoned house. Why do you want to hang out with high schoolers whenever you're an adult? That's weird.
Yeah. This is a small town.
But that's small town, like that's my little sister will do it. But I'm like, let me tell you what Adam never did. Spoke to anybody the minute he left that building with that piece of paper. I was good. So I just thought that was funny. But again, that's probably small town shit that I just don't experience.
I'm going to ask you to dox yourself later, offline. Because I'm like, I need
When she arrived
context.
out of the spaceship, the
That was
coolest girl in the
great.
world, she is so cool. I was like, yeah, okay. Also, like, there had to have been other black characters. Was she the only black character?
Like
The
notable
coolest girl
one.
That I
in the
can think
world?
of. I mean, again, it is the Pacific Northwest. We're in like Washington State, so I'm not entirely shocked that a small town has like 3 black people in it. But yeah, I think she's the only one that was a main character. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any?
Spaceship, iconic.
It is good. Is there anything else? Is there specific gameplay sections maybe that we want to talk about that you point out? Because that's the thing people would maybe give it some shit for, but like It Takes Two, I'm like, oh yeah, I like how we do a thing and then we switch immediately. Like there's a lot of like for me, I love the dinosaur park doing like, hey, go turn on the lights so we can take a picture with this. I don't even know what kind of camera that is. I'll be honest with you, I've never seen that before, but it was fun taking this Game Boy color picture with all the dinosaurs. So like that section was cool to me.
I loved that section. So cute.
This says a lot about me, but I just am universally bad at any steering, like in a game. I can't do the skateboards. I can't do Mario Kart. I can't play Forza. Just anything like that is a nightmare. So I struggled a little bit with the skateboarding, but it was really fun. And I found that those sections, like, it was just a great way to handle having to travel around the world. And it just felt like true and real to what they're doing. And it felt like they put a lot of time into getting those mechanics right too. I don't know. I never played like a Tony Hawk game. Again, it was a struggle. But yeah, I don't know. I really like the skateboarding parts. They like broke it up in a way that was nice and engaging. And I also liked the way that you were primed to interact with the environment everywhere you went. And it never got boring. Like to me, it never got boring because like even though I'm just like literally like walking and clicking around, it's just like the cuts again, like the pacing of the cut scenes and how engaging they were, and there's always like a little activity snuck in, and the way that the context unfolds when you're interacting with the story, like or the environments, that was enough for me. So I don't know. That's it.
Yeah, the gameplay of Mixtape feels like the least important part of Mixtape to me. Which means that it feels good enough that it is woven into the story, if that makes sense. Like, I think the things that are most resonant to me are either like the field thing that I've now mentioned a bajillion times of like that sensation of obviously we are not actually flying. This is real life, but like it feels like that. And this game feels like what those sensations feel like and trying to mirror that. And I feel like the story part of I'm like struggling because I like want to just talk about the thing.
You can talk
So-
about the thing. We're pretty far in.
Yeah,
I
the
can know at
moments
this
that are
point.
the most resonant are just the like character study of it all, of like what do
Mhm.
these people say to each other, and it feels so believable to who they are. And the thing that I'm gonna like carry with me forever is just like Stacy being like, if I could take you with me to New York on a cassette tape, I'd be braver.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm like,
That almost got
Yeah.
me.
I'm like, friends making art and then like showing your friends your art, and like and the brave like bold act that it is to be like, I made something and this feels like me. And like it just, yeah, and I feel like Mixtape feels like something that someone made that says this feels like us, and like to have in the game this thing of like it is vulnerable, and also to have Rockford be like, I don't know, man, I'll still like you if you make bad music, but I'm gonna make fun of you. And it's like, that is a deeply Claire-ass statement, and I'm glad that by the end of it, she's learned to be like, actually, I love you, and I will like support your music, and it will make me braver if I have it, and like doesn't just leave it there, and you like see them learn and grow, and the way, yeah, and the way they talk to each other, and the way that you resolve fights when you're 17, and like I love
Mhm.
excavating the bulletin board of the road trip and like starting to put together the pieces of like
Yeah.
what damage that's done and why Rockford made this decision, and on what day did she decide to spend all that money and do this thing and decide to bail on her friends. And like I have a lot of questions still, but I also think that's being 17. So
Yeah. The reveal that they're taking Ginny on the trip instead of her.
fucking good speed. That she just did that to hurt you, you know? Like,
That would
goddamn.
have pissed me off. Like I would
I
have been
can't
like,
believe
okay.
Slater didn't tell her.
Yeah, she was not mad enough at Slater for me. Because I would have been like, you're fake. You are fake.
Absolutely.
Because you could have like hinted. You could have done something. I understand. Whatever. Maybe Slater was hurt too.
Look, it's tough being
Whatever.
Slater because he's in the middle. He's like, "Ooh, I'm going to upset both sets of people that are my only friends. You can't say anything in that situation. It sucks for Slater,
A
honestly.
moment for Slater.
Yeah.
So resigned to just staying in the big suck.
What a sweet boy.
He's a great guy. I love when he goes to Blockbuster drunk. He's just stumbling everywhere.
The controls, it's just like,
was
that's a
so
gameplay
good.
moment for sure. The controls on being drunk in a video store. And then the freedom when you realize all the achievements are related to knocking more stuff over, not less.
I know. I was like, damn it. I could have
was
gone
like-
crazier.
Here I go to knock everything off the shelves.
And
And
then
he's-
the guy being like, are you okay, man? Not the new releases.
Just a
So
normal
good.
citizen. I am a normal citizen.
Yeah,
Me and my
freaking out
pain
that this
every
dude
day.
knows what's going on. It's like that man, that 20-year-old getting paid minimum wage does not care. It's fine,
Yup.
dude.
At all.
Live your life.
He's like, that 17-year-old is drunk.
That's funny. So my one last thing, unless you'll have something before we get to our closing, I've got one final thing I want to talk about. Or y'all have anything else? We good?
I
can't promise you it won't strike me, but
That's
I
fine.
think I'm good right now.
Kanisha?
Your thoughts were beautiful. That's friendship, baby. That's what I was thinking of. I was literally like, inside joke, but I was like, yes, this is what it is when I say Claire can tell me a baby is ugly, or ask me if a baby is ugly, and I will validate whether or not the baby is ugly. It's the same thing in this game right here. The baby wasn't that ugly. It was for like the first 3 months, but then it got cuter.
Babies are
Is
ugly.
the baby? What is the baby in the metaphor?
The baby is Slater's music that Stacey listens to.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, great.
No. I don't know this inside joke, but newborn babies are ugly. They look like old people. Yes, they are gross. Sorry.
I just have to be validated sometimes when I'm like, I think this baby is ugly. Is that right?
But it's like
Or
the
am I being
act of
harsh?
the recognition, the act of recognition, which you so eloquently put. It feels like Mixtape is something that a group of people made that said this is us, and we're vulnerable and brave in sharing it. I think that is the heart of the game. And I just wanted to say you put it beautifully.
Very good.
I love you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Love you too.
So my last thing that is not nearly as poignant as that is that the dad. How do y'all feel about the dad?
I honestly
Cassandra's
thought
good.
he was a hilarious villain, and I loved when he quoted, who was it? It's
Leonard
some.
Cohen.
I knew it. I was like, it's some like old white man singer that white people love, and I was like, it's not Bob Dylan. Yeah, Leonard Cohen. I thought that was hilarious. It was like a real recognized real moment, and I like that he changed. I liked
Officer
his
Dad.
development. He was a good villain. I feel like I don't know. I don't know if it happened too fast or like if I was like I wish there was, because it was just so much tension and he was so much of a shithead, and then he kind of like just petered out at the end. But
Well,
I don't know.
and I felt like something that was really interesting to me in the moment that he does just sort of tell her to go is like it's not lost on me that we hear the sirens approaching, and like it's in his best interest for this to not have been his daughter. And
Yeah,
so like we still get our corrupt police officer being like, go on, girly pop, like go do the, go away and we'll deal with this later. And like I don't think their relationship is solved by this by
yeah.
any means, but I do think there are those moments, or at least when I was a young person. And also shout out to Slater's mom, shout out to single moms.
Slay. She puts
Yeah,
the slay in Slater. Sorry,
yeah, she does. And when she was like, honey, the pigs are here,
queen shit.
incredible. Love her. But I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, that's the thing. A moment for the parents for sure. But I love that we never saw Rockford's parents really very much. We saw them very briefly, and it was like, all right, normal family.
Oh,
and
it's
like
just the most supportive person that, she's like, I'm rebelling. He's like, okay, honey, whatever you need.
yeah,
It's like
and
those memes where it's like two loving parents, by the way.
right? And like but I kind of love that because it's like you see how these two, how Slater and Cassandra built their young lives around Stacy, because Stacy's house is a place of stability, her parents are supportive, like, and then also they have these other places they can do and they have these other things, and like it just felt so like accurate to being like delicately displaying these teens' home lives and like not explicitly telling me the ways that they juxtapose each other, but like showing me very gently like the things that are different in Slater's room versus the way that things are in Cassandra's house, where she can't even decorate her own room without putting in a detailed work order to her mother. And like, I felt like it was so character study.
Yeah. I want to say too, this is some of the best dialogue in any format that I've encountered. Is like it feels very realistic, and everyone has their own voice, not Cha.
Cha.
And the writing, it's like all the time that they're writing. Like, actually, I'm lying. It is all the time that the writing stands out to me. But the writing in this game, again, that's what the tension is. It's like it's such a familiar story. It's not like it's treading new ground in terms of like the insights or the subject matter, but like the moments feel very unique and funny. And it's not that it has to be groundbreaking, but I just want to like attack that expectation that it is, because you can still tell really interesting, really thoughtful and thought-provoking stories that incur new insights in your consumer without, consumer feels like a gross word, but that's the one we're going with.
Player?
With player, sure. Without like having to feel like you're reinventing the wheel. Like the shopping cart thing, like sure, we've seen people being pushed around in shopping carts, but like that's like doing it as a high-speed chase, that's hilarious. Like have not seen that before. And there's something else. The whole party sequence is so funny. I love that we get the payoff of that guy talking to Cassandra about baseball nonstop. In her face. Yeah, so
I get another Stacy yelling at the same thing to get someone off the roof, which she yelled earlier it's so funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, very good stuff.
Yeah.
I like the dad.
Adam,
by
you're
the
gonna
way.
have to cut us off because I
No,
feel
you're
like
fine.
it just I'm like realizing like a sleeper cell has been activated. I'm like, do I love Mixtape? I actually love Mixtape. Mixtape's writer.
Like, I told you, dude. I was like, this is
fun. It was just like a fun place to be for 3 hours. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
It
appreciate
feels
a 3
like
hour
if you
video game.
like looking at your teen years, it's great. If you don't, you probably won't like it because it is like a character study in adolescence.
Yeah, which can be scary to look at. That's for sure. I think the dad is a good character. I think he's a good antagonist. I don't think he's a villain, because he's not even strict. Here's not the problem. Here's why I find him so interesting. Again, I do like the other parents. It's especially Slater's mom is hilarious, but he's not doing anything. He's trying to raise his kid the best way. And he's not just like outwardly mean. He's like, I want you to be successful. Just because like, I don't want you to end up as a burnout and not doing anything at all, because it's like, you could have gone to college with a baseball scholarship. Again, as a parent, you're like, your kid's interests change and all that, but like, he's not punishing her for her talent. He's like, I'm trying to support your talent so you could do something with this. This is a rare opportunity. Again, he's looking out for her. But obviously she's rebelling and doesn't see it that way. And that's the same way that, a lot of people's relationship are with their parents, where it's like, I have good intentions for you and you don't see it till you're 30. You're like, oh shit, my mom was really just trying to help me out and I was just a fucking idiot kid. So I like him as an antagonist because that is a very normal teenage antagonist, but he's not actually a bad guy. He actually goes out of his way to help these kids a lot, to be honest, when he probably shouldn't. But again, he's trying to be a good dad. So he was fun. All right, going on to our closing, I have listener thoughts, and one of these names you're going to recognize, maybe both of them. First is Joseph Hooper, from Crossplay Conversations and writing on the Indian Farmer. Joseph says, I liked it a lot. I'm a pretty big snob when it comes to story characters and voice acting in games. I thought Mixtape nailed it, and it was a fun 3 hours. The gameplay was fine, but I liked that it was creative and helped tie in the story. Don't really care if people think it's a game or not. And that's very, very good one, Joe. Very true. Next is Matt Storm, who I believe was mentioned at the very beginning of the podcast. Stormageddon here. Yeah. This is the first piece of media to Dead on Strike How I Saw the World in High School. I am Stacy Rockford. I never left home without my Discman. Every moment had a song. Every friend had a mixtape or a mix CD. Hell, it's how I still look at life now, one song at a time. I love this game and how it captures music. It is unlike anything I've played before. I love the cast and story. I love the song choices. I've never seen anything come so close to how I saw and even continue to see the world. I understand that it won't reach everyone, but it reached me and I adore it. If you love narrative and music-driven coming-of-age stories, then this is a must-play, especially if you're a music nerd like I am. Thank you, Matt. Just summarizing everything that, a lot of people, who it really connects with, I think would agree with. All right, so now we're going to go to our little, oh, good Lord, where's my camera at? Continue talking. People on YouTube don't pay attention to the fact that my face is not here. Let's see.
Your face is gone.
Yeah,
I just want to say, for the music nerds, I really like Lush. I want everyone to know that I love Lush, and I love the Lush song that they put in this game. And that was that and the Alice Coltrane mention was my personal, this is for Kanisha right here. And then not the rest of the game. But just kidding.
Than Honey? Is that the song?
I think so. I think it was.
Honey. That one, I love that. I had forgotten that song exists.
All right.
And
I have it fixed now, by the way. Thank you for doing that.
Yay.
Yeah. So my face is now here. It is no longer a blank slate.
Adam's back. Woohoo.
So we are now on to the titular tier list. We all have a vote. There's a vote for me and a vote for both of y'all. You both have the Date With Us logo. So where do we think, now that we've talked about it, that we want to put this game? Everyone gets their own vote, and then obviously the audience votes, but this will weigh heavily on where it ends up at the end of the season. So we have S, A, B, C, and D. We can explain what those tiers mean as we put them in voting, but what are y'all thinking?
I think I've been sold to vote A. I think I believe that Mixtape is excellence in gaming.
Okay, really quickly. Excellence in game, or A is excellent in gaming. Widely regarded as fantastic games most people would enjoy. This tier could represent personal favorites or games that stand out amongst the best in his genre or game of the year material. So that is what A means. So Claire is putting that
great
there.
Great time, top to bottom, strong story. Obviously, there are moments that, like, it's not flawless, but I do think it's absolutely a standout game for me.
All right, Kanisha, what are you thinking?
I think I'm gonna stick with A. I think it's just really fun, and like, even if you don't have a super personal connection to the experiences, I mean, like, I related more to Cassandra than I did to our main character, Stacey. But, even if you don't have like that really personal, like put yourself in their shoes experience, if you look at it as like, this is a story, this is something I'm interacting with, and, you really sit with it and take it from that lens, it still holds up like really well. It's just like a really interesting and engaging world to be in for 3 hours, and I think it's worth it. I think it's an A.
All right, 2 A's. And the whole time, secret to everybody, never told y'all, but I was always between A and B. And the only difference between these two, because I think we're all agree about like how we feel about the game, the story, and all those things. My only thing that's gonna, put me one or the other is, do I think it's going to be a game of the year contender for me? And that's only because I'm trying to be such a stickler on what the tiers mean to me. So it's like,
yeah, you made a rubric.
Yeah, so I have to follow it.
I'm not a stickler. What? I just need this rubric for fun.
Yeah, I just do the weird things.
Sorry,
like this.
I did a little voice for no reason.
That's what I sound like all the time. Don't worry about it.
This is Adam in my head.
Here's the problem is, weird aside, I listened to so much Conan growing up that my comedy is just him, and he just does weird voices about himself constantly. And that's just what I do.
I
as well.
love Conan.
I love him. He's great. But do I think it's Game of the Year contender? Game of the Year material? And that's the question. You know what? I'm going to do something shocking here. I did D tier last week. And I'm going to do A tier this week. I'm not doing a D tier. That would be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely got him.
It was between those two.
Now, okay, be honest though. Okay. Do you honestly feel that way, or are you afraid we're going to bully you?
No,
I'm not going to bully you.
I'm used to getting bullied. That's not a problem. No, for me, it was really between the both. Here's the thing about doing the show is that like when we talk about it and, I hear the points and the passion and everything, like I can get swayed. And again, I was already between the two. And I'm thinking at the end of the year, if we just go off what Jeff Keighley does, and I think of 6 games, I don't think it's going to be my number 1. But like it could be my number 6. So for me at the moment, I think that would put it in that tier. Fun thing, though, at the end of the season, when I do a wrap-up, I'm allowed to change one of my votes. So this one could get changed, but for the moment, I'm definitely like, I think this is one of the best 6 games I've played so far this year. So I'm going to stick it in A with both of y'all. So right now, it's all A's across the board, but it is not over yet. Everyone, you can go to patreon.com/thetierlist. You can join for free. You can vote there, or again, in the description of the episode, you can just go to a straw poll link and also throw a free vote over there as well. All right. Thank y'all for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, yes, it was great. Good game. Also a recent game. I normally haven't done those, so that was also very fun to do.
I wanted to just jump on it. I was like, this was happening as it was coming out, and it was just like, I was like, let's just do it.
Yes, good suggestion. But one last time, tell everyone who you are, where they can find you, all your plugs and all that good stuff.
This is Date With Us. You can find us at Date With Us Podcasts on Instagram and datewith.us on Bluesky and our website. You can also message us, love letters, tell us how amazing you think you are, invite us to do cool things at hosts@datewith.us.
And you can flirt with us at riz@datewith.us.
Oh, right. We have a new Riz inbox. I want all the Riz. But yeah, Claire and I are also streaming Doki Doki Literature Club this month, Fridays in June, starting today. You won't be here, but starting today on her channel on Twitch, Claire After All. And we hope you listen. Let's do this again sometime. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Again, thanks for coming again, and have a good one, you all.
Bye.
Because I can't say y'all anymore, apparently, so I gotta say you all.
Bye, y'all.